Y'all, the stock market is falling. It's down big time. Both the Dow, the SPY, the NASDAQ. It's down huge, and everybody's panicking, losing their mind, and selling. Well, here's why I'm not selling. That's right, I'm not selling. In fact, I'm going to use this as a buying opportunity, and here's why. But first, keep in mind, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just what I'm going to do. So why am I going to use this as a buying opportunity? Well, quite simply, I think the market is going to bounce back, and it could bounce back pretty soon. But before I tell you why I think the market is going to bounce back, I'll tell you why the market has been down so much lately. So there's been a few things that have caused the market to go down over the last, few days or weeks or whatever, and they go down quite a bit. The first of those things was like I think it was on September the 15th. And basically what it was something that is called triple witching. Now, I'm not going to go into details and explain all the basics and how triple witching works and all that. But basically at a high level, triple witching it happens like every 3 months on the third Friday of the month. It's basically where you have a lot of different option contracts and three different option market that expire. And so usually what you see around that time, you see a lot of, volatility. And a lot of times you will see the stock market go down quite a bit. And that's what we saw like on Friday, September the 15th. The other thing that's been hurting the stock market recently is a couple of weeks ago, CPI or inflation, it came in hotter than expected. Now, keep in mind, it wasn't a lot harder than expected, but it was slightly harder than expected. And right now in this environment, CPI and inflation has a huge, impact on how the stock market is going to run. And then you had the Fed come out, Jerome Powell, he came out last week and basically said the rates are going to stay higher for longer. So basically, there's going to be fewer cuts next, or there could potentially be fewer cuts next year than some people may have thought there would have been. So that's another thing that's affecting the psyche of the stock market. And then there's the potential of a government shutdown this week, starting on I think the government will run out of money on September the 30th. So if Congress doesn't reach a deal, then the government could potentially shut down. So yet another factor that's weighing in on the stock market. And then, of course, you have just the prices of stock, especially like the tech stocks and the AI stocks. The prices just went up so high so quickly, you would expect some type of pullback. So that's yet another thing that's affecting the prices of the stocks. In fact, a lot of stocks are not as expensive as people think. I mean, if you think about it, it's really, the big tech stocks, the AI plays that's making the stock market look so expensive. But outside of those, you can find a lot of, good deals in the stock market. It's just that the AI stocks, the big tech stocks, are not so much and making the overall stock market seem like a lot more expensive than it probably really is. But here's the thing, though. These things are just temporary things, and they eventually pass. Like the triple witching thing is already a thing of the past. The Fed, he's already came out and made his speech. You know, the hot, CPI and inflation data. There was just one report. Eventually inflation is going to come in lighter. Inflation will go down eventually. In fact, it's already gone down a lot. It's just like getting that last little bit, which is, in truth, is going to be the hardest part, but eventually it will continue to come down. So the point is all these things are just temporary things. So yeah, they may weigh on the stock market, for a while, but eventually, these will be things that are past and the market will rebound, in my opinion. And so that's why I'm going to be looking for buying opportunities instead of panic selling like a lot of people. And there are a lot of good buying opportunities out there. So why do I say that? Well, there's a lot of stuff out there that's cheap at the moment. And so why do I say some of these stocks are cheap? Well, I mean, there's a few different ways you can determine if a stock is cheap or not. One way you can do it is use tools that will actually show you that. And there's a couple of sites that I use, and I'll put a link in the description. But there are sites out there that show you, the true price of a stock, if it's expensive, if it's cheap, if it's overpriced, things like that. If you like really deep into this stuff and you really know what you're looking at, you can look at stocks like financial statements, and you can look at cash flow and how much debt they have, free cash and stuff of that. Then you can kind of get an idea if a stock is cheap or expensive. But probably one of the easiest way, a simplistic way to tell if a stock is cheap or expensive without, doing a whole lot of work or, using a lot of different tools, that type of thing, is just compare its current price to its previous price over the last, few months. Then that'll give you a fairly good idea as well. Now, obviously, you have to do your research. If is there a reason that the stock price has fallen a lot over the last few months? Is there bad news with the company and stuff like that? So you obviously have to do your research and take all that into consideration. But a lot of stocks right now are down, not based on any type of company performance, but it's just the overall market and the economic situation is why a lot of stocks are down right now. So based on that, I do think you can find a lot of good deals out there. So yeah, that's just my opinion, and I'm not gonna make this too long. I just wanted to share that information with you guys. Also, keep in mind again, this is not financial advice or anything like that. This is just what I'm going to do, in my opinion. So yeah, until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.